Hello and welcome to ThePrint. My name is Zoya, and in our Great Speeches series, we revisit public addresses that have shaped our nation's ideas. Today, we look at a speech delivered by Prime Minister Morarji Desai on 25 June 1977 in New Delhi. In his address, Desai spoke passionately about the promise of indigenous systems of medicine, especially Ayurveda, and urged practitioners to revive a missionary spirit. He began by outlining the purpose of the conference. Desai noted, and I quote, "I am very glad that this conference is today being held here to consider questions relating to the indigenous systems of medicine and homeopathy. Of course, homeopathy is not indigenous, but it is a science which is more easily available to the people." End quote. Desai then drew our attention to the overwhelming focus on modern allopathy in our healthcare system. He pointed out that government is spending 99% of its money on allopathy and I suppose 1% on the others. End quote. He explained that despite huge investments in modern facilities, these services often fail to reach rural areas where indigenous methods remain far more accessible. Desai expressed concern over the discord among different medical systems. He remarked that it's unfortunate to see these sciences, each with its unique benefits, competing against one another when in reality, public faith in a system matters more than just academic knowledge. He urged doctors and practitioners to educate the public about the merits of every system so that individuals can choose what suits them best. Desai also critiqued modern allopathy for its limitations. He noted, "The modern science of allopathy, though it has made great strides in surgery, is still experimental and very expensive." End quote. In contrast, indigenous systems such as Ayurveda, Unani, homeopathy, and naturopathy offer more affordable healthcare options. Desai highlighted issues within indigenous practices as well. He explained that Ayurveda, the oldest science of medicine, was neglected during British rule when government support shifted entirely to allopathy. He observed, "Ayurveda got neglected after the British government came in because they favored allopathy and Ayurveda practitioners lost the zest they should have had." End quote. His call was clear. Ayurveda practitioners must revive the missionary spirit that once defined their practice. Desai also warned against mixing systems in a way that dilutes their essence. He said, "When I find an Ayurveda practitioner using injections and resorting to modern methods of diagnosis like X-rays or blood tests and say that this is a modern method of making Ayurveda better, I feel very unhappy about it. I cannot use a stronger word. They are real enemies of Ayurveda." End quote. His point was that research and practice in Ayurveda should remain true to its own principles. He went on to share his belief in the perfection of Ayurveda. He remarked, "Ayurveda, in my view, is a perfect science. That does not mean those who are practicing today know it perfectly." End quote. While he acknowledged that not everything ancient is flawless, Desai argued that valuable ancient methods deserve modern adaptation without compromising their core values. Desai disagreed with the need for balanced educational standards. He argued that just because modern medicine requires a rigorous 5-year course, Ayurvedic and homeopathic studies shouldn't necessarily follow that path. He said, "I do not know what this kind of competition goes on. The courses should be prescribed according to the requirements, not by competition with each other." End quote. Desai further underscored the need for mutual respect among medical systems. He noted that even top doctors don't hesitate to cross over. For instance, he recalled, "I once saw an eminent surgeon and doctor, when he got ill, going to a bua and taking a mantra." In other words, effective treatment isn't confined to one system. While one may favor their own discipline, Desai stressed that it's counterproductive to disparage others. He said, "We must have those who are practicing these medicines in different ways. They must not carry prejudices against each other. You may say that I consider my system better. That is all right. That everybody can say, but to run down other systems is not right." End quote. Thank you for listening. For more from ThePrint, become a subscriber at theprint.in/subscribe. I'm Zoya in Delhi. Tune in every day for more insightful news and analysis.